I'm happy to welcome you to my channel. I hope this story brings you something special and leaves a pleasant impression deep inside you. She arrived on a rainy Monday, when the city smelled of wet asphalt and green that hadn't had time to dry. The house at the edge of town, wooden, with narrow windows and a shaggy elderberry by the porch, felt like a temporary shelter, but the key in her palm clicked dully, as if confirming, "You can breathe here." Emma set 2 suitcases in the hallway, bent to her daughter. "Careful, Lily." The step wobbles. The girl smiled with the trusting smile of an 8-year-old and immediately clutched at her mother's sleeve. "It's the 2 of us here." 2 is already a lot, Emma thought. If only there's enough time to learn the new streets, the neighbors, the bus rhythm. If only no one finds us. The first days felt like assembling a map. Where to buy milk cheaper, where the trash goes, how long the road to school takes. In the evenings, Emma sat on the windowsill with a cup of tea and listened to the new house breathing the dark. Radiators clicking, doors softly groaning in drafts, something careful rustling in the yard. Probably a cat. In the 3rd week, she stepped into a small restaurant by the market for the first time. The sign was modest, Salt and Laurel. Inside, light with a warm hint of cinnamon and simmering broth. A man stood behind the counter in a dark apron, pulled a pan from the oven and, without looking away, smiled. "First time with us. Try the parsnip cream soup. It's like a warm blanket only in a bowl. And the taste?" Emma couldn't help smiling back. "Tastes like an unhurried conversation," he said. "I'm Alex, and you?" "Emma." For Emma, 1 warm blanket. He worked with an easy rhythm that betrayed experience, and he looked at people the way you study them on purpose. At the table by the window, Emma and Lily ate soup and crisp bread, and Alex checked in now and then. "Enough salt? Not too hot? Cocoa for the young lady?" Lily kept standing on tiptoe to watch him chop herbs. "You're not local," Alex said later when Emma paid. "Is it that obvious?" "From caution," he answered. "New people set the bag down carefully and check twice if the phone is in the pocket." "It passes." She smiled, a bit shy. "I hope so." Acquaintance began to sprout like a seed in a kitchen pot. Once a week, Emma and Lily dropped into Salt and Laurel after school. Sometimes Emma came alone, when her daughter was at practice. She and Alex learned the art of short conversations between his orders and her errands. "What time is Lily's dance class?" 5. "She says the teacher is kind, but a pirouette is betraying gravity." Smart teacher. At home, in the evenings, Emma caught herself recalling his movements, the way he holds a skillet with one hand and shakes it with the other, the way he laughs not loudly but mostly with his eyes. What a strange calm, as if someone cares how your day went. Their talks grew longer. On Sundays, when there were fewer patrons, Alex brought tea in a clay pot and sat across from her. "I opened the restaurant after I came back from the sea," he said once. "Worked as a cook on a ship. For a long time I thought a city is just a harbor for another voyage. And then," he shrugged, "then I wanted people to return to the same taste. It's like an anchor." "Anchors are useful," Emma said, and felt the words echo too loudly inside her. "Tell him?" she asked herself at night sometimes. "Tell him about the scars, the documents, how I'm sorry, I won't do it again turned into an iron band." No, too soon. Still dangerous. The courier appeared on a Wednesday. Short, lean, a scar on his brow. He rang once and immediately pressed an envelope to the peephole so she could see. "Signature required." Emma opened on the chain. "For Emma Carter," he said, without blinking. "What's inside?" "You'll know when you open." Her fingers went pale with strain. She took the envelope quietly and closed the door. Her heart hammered at her throat. On the envelope, her name, the new address, fresh ink. Inside, a letter, printed in an emotionless font. You think I can't find you? Come home by the end of the week. No theatrics. Remember whose woman you are? Don't make me come there. D. She braced a palm on the table until the letters blurred. He had found her. How? Who told him? The initial at the bottom was only a letter, but her body knew every letter of his name. In the evening, she went to Salt Laurel feeling like she was stepping onto thin ice. Alex noticed immediately. Something happened. No, she said, but her voice broke. She sat. Could I just have water? He set the glass down without looking away. Emma. Her name in his mouth sounded so soft that she felt her defenses tighten and crack. A courier came, she said, eyes down. Brought a letter. From the past. There are threats. He knows where I am. Who is he? My husband. She said the two words as if she'd spat a shard of glass. Legally, not yet. In essence, long ago. I've been running for almost a year. Changed cities, jobs, Lily's school. And now, she put the letter on the table. Now it's come back again. Don't make me. Alex carefully picked up the sheet, skimmed it, put it back. It's not your fault, he said simply. And you're not alone. I'm not asking. Emma tried to steady herself. I don't want to drag anyone in, especially you. I'm already in, Alex answered quietly. The day you said anchors are useful. She kept silent, then whispered, I'm afraid I'll have to run again. To another country. No trace. And here? Emma looked at his hands, strong, attentive. Here it feels like, for the first time in a long time, something is working. I promise, he said carefully, as if holding a porcelain cup. I'll do what you want. If you run, I'll help. If you fight, I'll be beside you. But the decision is yours. You've got a business, a restaurant. A restaurant is walls and recipes. People are the meaning, Alex said. And you don't abandon meaning. The courier returned on Friday. This time, twice in a row until she opened. Don't ignore it, he said, a metallic impatience in his voice. I just deliver. Who's the sender? You know, he shrugged. The second letter was shorter. You humiliate me. I warned you. Last chance. D. On the third day, Emma couldn't take it and told Lily that Mom had to think very carefully about adult matters. The girl nodded seriously and went to read in her room, and Emma put on a jacket and walked to the river. On the bank, she sat long on a bench listening to the water. Thoughts circled. Police? A restraining order? He's clever, springy, always slips away. Escape? A border? Documents? School? Alex? What if he gets hurt? She didn't hear him approach. Only when a warm scarf settled on her shoulders did she startle. You're cold, he said. Sorry, no permission. Thank you, Emma exhaled. I have plans B, C, and D. In all of them, I pack a suitcase at night. In all of them, Lily wakes to the rustle. And in Plan A? He asked softly. In Plan A, I believe I'll be allowed to live. She smiled bitterly. Alex sat next to her. He was quiet for a long time. Only when the water calmed did he speak. Let's make Plan A+. Let's imagine you're not waiting for permission, that you take your life and decide where it goes next. I know someone who counsels women in situations like this, and I know a logistics guy. He lawfully relocates families who need urgent refuge, helps with documents. Not in a trunk across a border. It's complicated, slow, but honest. And I know myself. I can sell a share in the restaurant, or hand management to my partner. What matters is you know this. I won't let you disappear alone. You don't even know me, Emma whispered. I know enough, he answered. I know how you set a spoon on a saucer so it won't clink and wake Lily. I know you sign school notebooks in pencil because pens annoy you. I know you wear your key on a string because you once lost it. This knowledge isn't accidental. I chose it. I'm not asking you to go, she breathed out. I have no right to ask. Then just say yes or no, and I'll understand. I'm scared, she admitted. But I'm more scared to stay where he'll be at the door. If we go, will it be running or a choice? A choice, Alex said. Our choice. The final push came from the courier himself. He came early Monday when the sky was still holding the night. The knock wasn't pushy, confident. Emma went to the door without removing the chain. Open up, he said. Urgent delivery. Leave it in the box. Can't. He looked into the peephole. His eyes were cold as metal. Emma froze. Somewhere in the bedroom, Lily stirred. The blanket rustled. If you don't stop coming, Emma said, I'll call the police. Call them. The man shrugged. I don't care. She stepped back from the door, feeling as if someone had touched her collarbones with bare fingers. 5 minutes later, she was calling Alex. It started, she said. I don't want to wait for the next time. I'm with you, came his calm reply. I'm coming now. We'll pack by the list. I have a list, she smiled thinly, copied 3 times. Then we follow it. Preparation turned them into a conspiracy. Alex introduced Emma to Kate, a lawyer from a nonprofit helping survivors of domestic violence. Kate spoke dryly and clearly. What reports to file, what statements to gather, how to log the threats. She also connected them to a coordinator for an international temporary protection program. Rumors crept through the city. They sprout where it's warm. Emma learned not to react and to answer only with paperwork. They met every evening at Salt Laurel after closing. Alex spread a map, marked with lines and arrows, which consulates were accepting, which flights were direct, where it was safer with a child, where the rent was cheaper, where it would be easier for Emma to validate her degree. Lily drew little houses and boats beside them. Is this you? She'd ask when a boat came out especially neat. Yes, Alex laughed. But now I'll be the shore. What about me? Lily touched the little house. You're the light in the window, he said, serious. When Lily fell asleep on the couch, Emma stayed in the kitchen to help chop vegetables for the next day. It calmed her. The knife obeyed her hands. The rhythm returned meaning to her body. And suddenly, unexpected dialogues, where life carefully stopped being empty. Have you ever been afraid? She asked, laying greens into containers. Yes, Alex said. At sea when a storm hits out of nowhere, and on land, when I promised myself I'd be better, but rushed anyway. I'm afraid now too, because I want badly to be near, and I don't want my presence to make it worse for you. Your presence makes it easier, Emma said, and was surprised how true that sounded. At night, at home she sometimes woke to silence, the kind of silence that, in other homes, is called peace, but in her experience was often the prelude to a scream. Then she got up, walked the hallway, touched the suitcase, not as a symbol of running, but as a tool of a plan. This time, not chaos. This time, a route and trust. A week later, the courier vanished. Maybe he decided the client had caved. Maybe he got another job. But before he disappeared, he managed to deliver one more envelope, with a short video. In it, a man's voice, recognizably level and cold, said, "Last warning. I'll take the child. You'll remove yourself." Emma felt something rise in her. Not panic, anger. Clean, precise anger. She sent the file to the lawyer. The lawyer sent it to the police. That same evening, Emma filed a report and received a temporary protective order. It wasn't a wall, but at least a strand of barbed wire between them. "This matters," Kate nodded. "And what matters more is to go. He plays the long game." They chose a country, a city with a mild climate, and a school within walking distance. They found a relocation program that covered the first months of rent. Alex reassigned the restaurant to his partner, keeping a symbolic share and the right to return. He sold his car, closed out debts. In the evenings, they learned words in the new language. "Good morning. May I have the check? Where is the nearest pharmacy?" At some point, Emma stopped in the kitchen, set her palms on the table, and listened inward. "I am really doing this. I am not running to nowhere. I am going toward better. Not alone. What are you thinking?" Alex whispered. He'd learned to read her pauses. That for the first time in a long time. "Tomorrow sounds like a promise, not a threat," she said. "I don't know what's waiting there, but I know who I want to arrive with." He touched her hand without a word. She didn't pull away. Departure day was simple, and therefore festive. 2 suitcases, a backpack with toys, a folder of documents, a thermos of tea. The house at the edge of town breathed with morning chill. Emma walked through the rooms, not to say goodbye, but to check. Off, locked, packed. On the fridge, she left a note for new renters. "Thrushes nest in the elderberry by the porch. Don't scare them. They get used to you quickly. Ready?" Alex asked in the car, and Lily nodded solemnly. "Let's go," Emma said. The road to the airport was shorter than her fears. Security went without delays, and when the plane finally pushed back, Emma felt something heavy slide off her chest. She pulled Lily close. The girl was already nodding off on her shoulder. Alex sat to the side, looking out the window, and thinking of his own, perhaps. "Thank you," Emma said. "For what?" "For not making me feel weak," she answered. "I've always been strong. It's just that now my strength has somewhere to go." "We've got a lot of simple things ahead," he said quietly. "Buying milk, doing laundry, making soup. The hardest plan, living simply. Sounds like a luxury." She smiled. A small airport met them, where announcements flowed in a melodic, still foreign language. They took a train to their rental apartment, counted stops, laughed when the names refused to be pronounced. The apartment was bright white walls, a tiny balcony facing west. On the first evening, they set a jar of lavender on the sill. Alex bought it at the station. Lily taped a sheet of paper to the door. "People who live here. Emma, Lily, and Alex. Strict, but kind. Know how to make soup?" They lived. Emma found part-time work in a bookstore, then in a crisis center as an interpreter for new arrivals. Alex became chef at a small bistro on the outskirts, first on trial, then permanent. On weekends, they explored the city, drawing it with love on their map: gas stations, pocket parks, bakeries. Lily started school, where kids laughed the same laugh, no matter the language. The past still tried to knock. Emma's husband's lawyer filed a request, but without access to them, running into international protocols, gradually stopped tugging the strings. The courier remained only a shadow in memory, and the shadow shortened day by day. One evening, when their new home smelled of baked pumpkin lasagna, Emma took a box from the shelf, the very one they'd arrived with. Old keys, notebooks, a photo where another life still glowed. She laid it all out on the table, looked for a long time, without anger, without regret. Then she folded it back carefully. "Are you ready?" Alex asked, voice gentle. "Yes," she nodded. "I'm ready not to forget, and not to go back." They stepped out onto the balcony. The city glowed like a string of lights, Not bright, but steady. Emma leaned on the railing. In the bedroom, Lily was softly singing to her plush audience, arranging them for music class. Alex set 2 cups of tea beside her. "You know," Emma said, "people at the center ask me, 'What now? How do you start over?' And I think there is no start over. There's continue, differently. And if someone is beside you, who sets a clean spoon on the table and says, 'I'm here,' then it's already different." "I'm here," he echoed. "Me too." She reached out. Below, the street breathed night. The wind moved the curtains, strict and kind at once. Emma closed her eyes and felt her heart stop counting danger and start counting days. This is our country, our choice, our simple, most difficult plan, live. And in the morning, when the 3 of them, still sleepy, got ready for school and work, Emma caught her reflection in the hallway mirror, and for the first time in many years didn't look away. She smiled at the woman opposite. The woman smiled back. "Let's go," Emma said. "We'll be late for our new habits. What about the weekend?" Lily shouted from the room. "On the weekend we'll make pancakes," Alex answered, "and invent new words in our language." "Like what?" Lily asked, darting into the hall. "Like home together," he said. "When home is us." Emma laughed. They stepped into the stairwell, closed the door, and the world gently shifted, adjusting to the steps of 3 people who had finally allowed themselves a future.